Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams, and this is the match reaction to the Arsenal-Everton game that has just finished. It finished 4-0 to Arsenal. And yeah, my thoughts on it, which are about as bleak as the game we just watched. But no, in all seriousness, it was tough. It was tough to watch. I think for the first 30, 35, 40 minutes, I think it was the 40th minute the goal went in. Up until the goal, I thought we were the better team. I thought we defensively were compact. We played well. We were creating chances. Neil Moipai had a couple. All right, one I don't think was ever going in, where he turns and just takes a shot from outside the box. The back heel, I wish he did something different with that. Maybe just held the ball at his feet, waited for the keeper to with his back to the keeper, so the keeper can't go through him, and just looks to pass it off, because the back heel, it was never going to beat him. Ramsdale was breathing down his neck. It'd have took a serious howler for Ramsdale to let that slip past him. I don't even think it's physically possible. But yeah, up until the goal, it was really good, and then after the goal, it just wasn't very good. Saka's goal, very, very good. I think he's left Mykolenko. He's left him for dead, ran down, and it's a good shot on his weak foot, roof of the neck. Pickford's never getting that. Yeah, and I'm not too sure. I mean, if you're looking for some, I think Mykolenko's to blame there. Like I said, Saka just turns him, leaves him, pegs it down. It's a great finish. And then even at 1-0, though, you're like, oh, it's just a goal, half time's around the corner, get them in, have a word, tell them, come on, let's do this. And then Idrissa Gueye with what might be a serious howler, but it's not the first time I've saw him do this. Um, I'm struggling to think of a good game Idrissa Gueye's had since returning for us. I think he's been a very, very poor signing. But there have been moments where he's fallen asleep with a lazy, I can't remember who it was against, but there was a lazy back pass that gets intercepted. I struggle to think who it's against. If you know, put it in the comments, but you'll know the one I mean. He's on the right-hand side of the field, really lazily back pass, cut up, intercepted, and scores. So this isn't the first time he falls asleep, or however you want to call it. So once again, Idrissa Gueye just lackadaisy. Clearly still thinks he's in France playing against teams of a lesser standard. You can't be caught sleeping in the Premier League. And I think at half time, I think his substitution was more of a punishment than it was a tactical substitution. I'd be interested to see if he gets a game against Nottingham Forest. And then after that, second half, 2 goals down, you thought, well, I don't know what you thought, but I thought this is where we'll see how much this Everton team's mentality has changed under the new manager. And I'm not blaming the manager. I'm blaming in the two individual. I'm blaming the players. But yeah, and then the players did what they always do: come out with their heads. I mean, Arsenal are good, but their heads were absolutely out of it, and you get punished if your head's not in the game. That left-hand side exploited as soon as Ben Godfrey came on. He's not a right back. That third goal should have got it. Should have never let his man that far over that side of the field have that much space. Really poor defensive awareness from Ben Godfrey, which has been a critique of his since we signed him, that his defensive awareness isn't very good. And then the last goal, it's a good. I mean, all of these 2 goals were good play by Arsenal, exploiting the left, cutting in. But that one, the last one, I'm gonna blame Onana. There's a point where Godfrey's stretching over to his man. Iwobi's trying to press the attacker, but he's also standing off him. Maybe you could argue Iwobi should have pressed a little bit earlier, but Onana is meant to be covering that passing lane, and he just doesn't. But ultimately, Arsenal were good as well towards the end there. It could have been 5, it could have been 6. Arsenal, once they were in free flow, were really, really, really good. Yeah, you can see why they are where they are in the table. We didn't do ourselves any justice. We were really, really poor. But once we started to just open up a little bit more, once we had to chase the game, once we opened up a little bit more, we just let Arsenal play their game, and in an open game, Arsenal are always going to do that to us. We're not, that way built. So yeah, really tough defeat that is. But I mean, personally, I know it's hard. Defeat's hard to take, and I know fans will be red with rage. But this was always a bit of a free hit for me. We did well at Goodison to get one over on them. Coming to the Emirates, which is a stadium we don't normally have much success at, it was always feeling like a free hit for me. The biggest thing now is getting them in. I think certain players won't be playing again against Forest, aka Gay. Um, but getting them in, getting them on the training ground, getting them ready for Sunday, because that's a big one. Teams near and around us, you got to be beating them if you want to stay in the Premier League. It's as simple as that. But yeah, Arsenal away, another night to forget for Everton. But that has been my thoughts on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Um, if you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the game. It is going to be a bit tough. I imagine a lot of us are all down in the dumps on it. I will say this before we finish. We're not down. We're not relegated yet. That wasn't the be all end all. I'm not saying we're definitely safe, but in the same way as when we beat Arsenal, we weren't safe. When we've lost, we're not down. It will go very much towards the end of the season. Our run of games are up and down, toughness as well. Got a couple of games we should really be getting something from, and then a lot of games we're like, oof. But we're not done till it's not done until it's done. So try and keep your heads. I know it's a bit hard to do in this once you've just watched us get battered 4-0, but try and keep heads and stuff like that. Because Peter Drury mentioned it on the commentary. And unfortunately, I think he's got a point. It looks like it once again is down to the fans. He was on about Goodison Park and the fans. And it's such a shame that we're here again. It shouldn't be on us as fans to keep the club up constantly and be putting in the effort. Tonight showed what Villa showed. We needed a striker. We were promised one by the owner and we weren't given one. I think we know who to blame for the bad running of the football club, unfortunately. Broken promises. But yeah, that's my 2 pence on it though, guys. Do try and keep that level head. Like I said, comment down below your thoughts. I look forward to reading them. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you guys very soon.